Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Angel.
Hi.
We thought it would be a fun idea if we came on and we discussed the breaking news that came out this past week that CBS, in conjunction with NAACP and Procter Gamble,
Mm-hmm.
are
Yep.
developing a brand new daytime cereal. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, who had this on their bingo card this year?
I know I did it. I mean, even in the United Kingdom, like soaps are like they're not. Well, yes, they're getting canceled because the Doctors is getting canceled.
Uh-huh.
But and then like I think Hollyoaks is like shrinking like its amount of episodes. But that's
Mhm.
United Kingdom. We're talking about the United States.
Right.
Nothing has been in development or even debuted since 1999, which is when Passions came on. If you count Spider Games a few
Okay, I'm
years
glad you
later,
brought that up.
that's
Because if
about
you go to
that's about
Wikipedia,
yeah, it's about
Wikipedia lists
20
Spider
years later.
Games
Yeah,
as the last American soap opera. But yeah, I guess we don't claim Spider Games. It never happened.
don't claim Spider. It's so sad because I love Spider Games.
I never actually finished it. That might be on the list of things to watch, but
Mm-hmm.
back to the subject at hand. So Michelle Valjean had been, I don't really know her position behind the scenes at Bold and Beautiful, but she was a writer for them for years. And she recently left. And because Patrick Mulcahy had recently come on at General Hospital as the head writer, I think there was a lot of speculation that she may be joining him.
Mm-hmm.
Even I, who has limited knowledge about their history, kind of was like on that train.
Oh yeah, I was on that train too. But I was
uh,
I often want I not often like since she left I was like, well, why did she leave? Like
mhm.
what happened with Bold and Beautiful? And then it turns out
Now, do you think this is something she had developed already, and that's why she left? Like she was like negotiating like things with like CBS and Procter and
that's what I'm
Gamble.
wondering. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It because it doesn't really say in the Variety article.
Yeah,
But I'm wondering if that's what, or if she was approached to do it,
yeah,
and then that's why she left because she, I'm sure she can't do both at the same time. um,
no. Um, but it's great because we're gonna have a woman head writer, which is something that
mhm.
we always like scream for.
A woman EP too.
A woman EP. There's
Actually, it looks like we're going to be having 4 executive producers. Sheila Ducksworth, Leon Russell, Derek Johnson, and Kimberly. I cannot pronounce your name, baby. I'm sorry. Because with a D, I think it's Dobrenner, but I'm
okay.
not even 100% sure I'm right with that.
And there's gonna be a lot of people of color in the
Mm-hmm.
writers' room, which is amazing. Um, we really haven't gotten that in the past, so that means there's gonna be fresh
Mm-hmm.
new ideas going around. I want them to, I thought about this all week because we had decided we were going to talk about this. Like, I want them to go balls to the wall. I want
Mm-hmm.
them to have middle America, conservative middle America screaming.
I want them to wet their pants.
Yes.
I want it to happen. Like I need it to happen. Like
Like, I want sex in daytime. Like, I don't want it to just be all sex. Obviously, I want story and then the sex,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
just want like hot sex in daytime again. I just, I want thruples, like a legit thruple, not a triangle, like a thruple where 3 people care about each other. Like, I just want
Mm-hmm.
them to do everything, everything.
Yeah. Sounds like you
um,
need to watch United Kingdom soaps.
so there's also been speculation. I was listening to the Chat podcast because
Mhm.
they had discussed it at the beginning of their episode this past week. And they were discussing, they brought up the fact that maybe the Talk might be in trouble. Maybe it would be replacing the Talk. And then it's funny because the Talk replaced a Procter and Gamble soap, and now a new
That's cool
Procter and
too.
Gamble soap could possibly, this is all speculation, we don't know anything, replacing the Talk.
Mm.
Um, now this is where like how long is the soap going to be? Now we don't know anything. We're just speculating at this
Yeah,
point.
we're speculating, yeah,
Yeah.
and we're basically taking
It-
crumbs out of the
yeah.
Variety
It's
article.
not
Like,
even casted yet. It's probably not even
no.
written yet. But I think I want it to be a half an hour.
Yeah, so I did a Twitter post because like somebody was concerned that it's going to ruin General Hospital's ratings, which General Hospital has been number one against our guiding light, and it's still doing good. It's still
Mm.
doing good, even at the 3 p.m. time. So I don't think General Hospital is against anything in my affiliates that's like broadcast. Like I mean that's like not syndicated. So
Yeah, General Hospital for me has always come on at 3. There was a point, I think, when the soaps were getting canceled and Katie Couric came on that it moved to 2, but it's back at 3. It's been
yeah,
back
that's
at
what
3 for
happened.
like 10
Yeah,
years
that's what
now.
happened in Philly too. Yeah.
So it never really competed with anything. It was always 3 o'clock. Like that was the one soap that knew that if I came home after school, like I wasn't gonna miss anything. Passions. If I wanted to watch Passions, I had to run home and I would miss like the first 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, General Hospital, traditionally in Philadelphia,
Hmm.
ran against Guiding Light until Guiding Light moved to 10 a.m. I remember the last NBC soap it ran against was Santa Barbara, but even in Philly, it was weird. They moved it to like 10 a.m. or 9
Oh.
a.m. or 12. It never was against General Hospital in my area because I had to actually look. I did like a whole research and I was like, because I was bored on newspapers.org and looked up like, okay, where did Santa Barbara come on? And I was like, wait a minute. And it also got canceled
Yeah.
before it got canceled. Like Philly dropped it and then it got canceled like 6 months later. But
Oh, okay.
but I did do a post, going back to the post I did, speculating, and this is me assuming that's an hour-long soap opera because we're basing off of it taking over the talk.
Right.
That's what it's called, right? The talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it the chat.
Yeah. I know. That's why I paused for a minute
I'm
before I
not
started talking
canceling
about
the chat.
the
I love you, Casey, and everybody else on there.
chat.
But this is me speculating that it'll cancel the talk,
Hmm.
and then it'll be an hour-long soap.
Right.
So it would either air. How did I even put this? It would because right now the talk airs at 2 o'clock, so either it will air at 2 o'clock,
Hmm.
which a lot of I'm not sure how much of the country airs General Hospital at 2 o'clock
Hmm.
still. And I'm talking Eastern, so if
Yeah.
you air Central Time, if it's 2 o'clock Central Time, I think that translates to 3 o'clock Eastern. I'm bad with time zones, but but if your area airs at like 3 o'clock your
Hmm.
local time, then it'll probably not be against the gates if it takes over the talk's time slot.
And
If
what
you're
does it
affiliated,
matter? It's like
yeah,
healthy
but it doesn't
competition
matter.
is good. Like we used to
And
have
then
12 soaps at one point. Who cares?
yeah, we had 12 soaps. We had, oh my gosh, that was glorious. I remember that.
um yeah, and so then
Sorry,
I
keep
also
talking.
kind of started wondering, what if they shrink the talk to a half an hour show? Like, because isn't Drew Barrymore only a half an hour?
Hmm.
So like what if the Gates just comes on at 2 and the talk at 2:30? Like what if that happens? Like I was just trying to
Also,
think of all like different like avenues they could go down.
yeah, also somebody mentioned to me that Let's Make a Deal airs, so it's split into
Hmm.
2 half-an-hour segments.
Oh really?
So they could cancel one of the segments, still keep Let's Make a Deal, and then that's our half-an-hour soap.
Hmm.
They're
I
not
didn't
going to
know that.
touch the prices right because
They're
that thing is
not.
gangbusters. Like you can't touch it. Even with Drew on, like, and I
Yeah.
haven't watched in a while, but like I heard it's so good.
I mean, I don't know financially if it's cheaper to make a half an hour soap versus an hour. Like, I don't know the logistics behind that.
I don't know either.
But then I started thinking, okay, what if they do cancel the talk? So then I started thinking about premiere dates. And
Hmm.
I'm like, I want it now, obviously. And I'm like, even if they started writing right now and filmed it, maybe 3 months it'll be out. And then I'm like, oh, well, maybe they'll premiere in July in the summer when kids are home and people will be watching it. And I'm like, does this
Like
generation
Passion
still
Fruit.
watch regular TV though? I feel like kids today just stream everything.
Yeah, so I was thinking they probably should do a push. I mean, this is me. This is me playing network executive right now.
Uh-huh.
Angel, the network executive, who was definitely not like Les Moonves
Okay.
and won soap operas to be on the air. um, so I think they should do a push for both CBS terrestrial, whatever we're calling it, and Paramount Plus, because then it'll be like, oh, new daytime soap. You know how, and then you know how on the promos for, which I haven't seen a promo for either soap in a while, which that's concerning to me. I probably just missed them. So and you know how they do like weekdays on CBS, streaming on
Yes.
Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want them to kind of push a little bit more with the Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So that
Well,
way get their
I don't have cable, so that's how I'm going to be watching it, is through Paramount Plus. But like, how exciting! Like, they really do need to like keep the buzz in the mainstream media going with this, because people don't like to jump into things in the middle. And I think when they see 50 years, like, how do you know what's going on? How do you jump into a 50-year-old show? And I try to explain, you just kind of do. You just like sit down one day and then you're like in it, and you just watch the next day, and then all of a sudden you know what's going on weeks later. But so to see something starting from the beginning, that might be more appealing to people. And if they would just keep the whole thing on there and not delete like after every 5 episodes, or like only a year.
Well, that's General Hospital. They delete like after 5 episodes, but like,
yeah, but Paramount, I think, keeps a year.
Yeah, I'll give Paramount Plus credit. They do wait a year before they delete episodes. So
where was I going with this? Oh, so yeah, the premiere date. So I started thinking, maybe July, like in the summer. And then I was like, well, if they're considering September the new fall season, maybe it'll premiere in September. And then shout out to Candace. I saw her post something that said new soap coming in 2025. Now, I don't know if she was just speculating or if she knows something. I'm calling you out, Candace. Let us know if you know. But I was like, I don't want to wait till 2025. I want it now.
Yeah, I was thinking 2025 too, because you need time to develop it, let it grow, write the Bible, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, because like I remember that Passions, despite what people might think about Passions actually did have a Bible.
Yeah.
Because I remember that the Bible included that Gwen had to be written out for a few weeks, just so that way Ethan and Teresa could get closer.
Oh, okay.
So, because I was like, it's part of the Bible. Like she's not leaving permanently. It's just something that it was storyline dictated, as like to call it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want them to rush it as much as I want it. I want it to be done the right way, and I want it to be great. I want it to be so good, like no shade to Young and the Restless, but I want it to dethrone The Young and the Restless as the #1 soap, just to like make a splash. Because if it does that, it's going to be in the mainstream media, and that's basically what I want. I want people to be like, a new soap opera, and then tune in. Like I want them to basically get like 1 million people from every soap, and then that'd be the ratings. Like, I don't know.
So it'll be 3 million.
Like if like 1 million people.
Because I was like, do we count Days of Our Lives in this?
Yeah, like yeah. And then like new eyeballs that are just like, a new soap. Like I don't know. I just want it to be so successful that like other networks are like, maybe we should develop new soaps.
And then Netflix will be like, let's develop a daily soap.
Let's bring back Pine Valley. Let's circle back to that.
Oh my gosh. I love how it never got officially announced that it was like not happening.
Right. They just
and
like
we're all still wondering if it's happening.
Right. Well, didn't like the writer or developer say that it was pretty much dead in the water?
You're right. He did, didn't he?
I think he did. After like a lot of time had gone by, he's like, yeah, no, it's not happening. It wasn't like an official announcement, but he said it.
Just like when Prospect Park canceled both soaps. They
never made an announcement.
Well, it was like line. Oh my gosh, how did they talk confidential? It was like buried in in the article, in like an article that came out. That it wasn't.
Weren't they saying they lied? Didn't they say they were just like pausing production as
they were
pausing production, come back or something?
Yeah, and then also that there was another article that was written that was buried in the article that like, they're not coming back. Way to bury your lead.
But let's talk about Procter and Gamble. Like, what? Like, I remember like hearing is probably from Daytime Confidential that they were trying to get out of the soap game since like the late 90s. That's why Another World got canceled. Because Another World, I think, still had good ratings, didn't it? Back then.
Mm,
I mean, probably not
I
by
just
then standards,
remember
but
reading Digest and Weekly at the time. I know Another World had better ratings than Sunset Beach,
yeah.
but because like both soaps were gonna get canceled anyway. Like it was gonna happen. Sunset
Oh,
Beach and
okay.
Another World were gonna get canceled anyway. Um, one of them was gonna get canceled for Passions, and one of them was just gonna get canceled.
Oh,
So so Sunset Beach was dead last, of course, as we all
yeah.
know. Another World was like maybe it was like 10th, 9th place. It was up
Okay.
there. It was like
Mhm.
it was in the it was like in the bottom, but it was like kind of like I think like Poor Charles was like lower than it too.
Yeah.
Um
I feel like back then, any like newer soap was always at the bottom. Like
yeah,
Passion stayed at the bottom, but they always were like, well, "We won the demo. We're number one in the demo.
we're done.
We're number 17 on the soap list, but we're number one in the demo." Yeah. What was I doing? Oh, so yeah, Procter and Gamble. So since like Another World's cancellation, they've just been all you would hear is that they're trying to get out of the soap game, and then Guiding Light went, and then the next year As the World Turns, and then they wouldn't even like give us anything. They wouldn't release any like anything on streaming. Like they I feel like they lied too, because wasn't there like talks that they were gonna like release Another World like special DVDs or something, and maybe it happened once and that was it.
So it was Another World I heard about, but then if you remember the old blog, We Love Soaps.
Hmm.
So I think Roger Newcomb worked with them to release like episodes of Guiding Light and As the World Turns
Okay.
on DVD, and they did, and it happened.
Mhm.
So if you ever see some episodes of As the World Turns and Guiding Light in like very super high quality, that's why. So they were going to continue with that, but something happened, and it didn't, and
Right.
it yeah,
And
and then they
then
did.
I don't know
I
how
know.
legitimate this is, but I feel like there's like that rumor going around that like everything was destroyed. Like
I don't
all
believe
the
it.
you don't believe it?
Wait. I remember. Didn't Colleen Zink said that though?
Did she? I don't know who said it.
I
I
think it was
just heard
Colleen Zink, if I
I
remember
just heard
correctly.
like people like repeating it or like on Twitter or just like retweeting it or something, and I was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
that sucks." So I was like, "So basically, all we have are people's VHS recordings on YouTube." uh, so yeah, did not see Procter and Gamble trying to get back into soaps. I guess that just shows that like life is like cyclical. Like they started in
Mhm.
soaps, they left, and now they're back. um, so there's a lot of speculation about casting. Like there's a lot of like wishful casting, and there has been no casting announcements. Like we said, she's
No, no.
probably just getting to work on writing it right now. I loved her tweet where she was just like, I'm so great. Like she was like thanking everybody for all like the love and making it trending and
Mhm.
everything. She's like, I'm gonna respond to everybody, and then she was like, nope, never mind. I gotta get to work. He's like, fuck y'all, I gotta go to work.
Oh, Michelle.
But I don't know. So people like are like wishful casting all these people, and I'm like, there's still a budget. Everybody cannot be a name. Like the whole cast can't be a name.
Yeah, that's
You
what
need
I
some
was thinking that
newbies. You
too.
need to
So
like
I was
build generations. You need newbies. I think the matriarchs and the patriarchs should definitely be
mhm,
known people, even if it's just like one person from each couple that's like a known person, and they hire like an older actor, like a older unknown, to be with
mhm.
the known person. Um, but yeah, there's a budget that they have to consider, so they can't just like hire everybody that's ever worked in
Yeah.
soaps.
I love the wishful castings because like I know some people are just like, oh, don't do that. But like no, I love them because I held back on my end because like all of the people that were mentioned were already like I was thinking of. So I was like, who's still alive? Who's still alive? I was like, okay,
You know, I
Laura
was thinking,
Black.
I was like, Jack A. Harry. I was like, is her contract up at days? I'm like, she might jump ship.
Wait. Wait, isn't she a year or two there?
Well, she's doing like 21, so 22. So that's
Because I know
3
her and Robert
years.
Scott Wilson got contracts at the same time, right?
I mean, I don't know how long their contracts are because I know
Yeah.
some are 4 years, some are 2 years, some are 3. Like this year is 3 years she's been on.
Hmm.
So who knows? And she might jump. Who knows? They might get Sal Stowers. You never know because she's not on
Okay.
contract.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
General
But
Hospital better be afraid.
here's what's at the focal part of my mind. I think General Hospital should steal no, I'm sorry, not Cindy McCallum. I'm sorry. Yes, get her too. But Tabiana Ali, I think they should steal her.
Is she not on contract?
She's on contract.
Okay.
I think they just should just steal her.
Well, isn't like half their cast recurring? So they better watch out. They better throw some people on contract if they don't want them to get taken.
I definitely think they should steal her, and I think that Cindy Michaela and her should play either rivals or sisters.
Hmm.
And Cindy Michaela at this point, I think she's still in school, but she's still doing VA voice acting, and like she's on Craig of the Creek. I've heard her on there.
I would love
so,
it if Michelle Morgan went over there.
Oh hell yeah, that would show Josh. Oh, and if we're talking younger too, I know it's all girls or women with me right now. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Who used to play Anna on Young and the Restless? I forgot her name.
Anna on Young and the Restless.
The one that Josh couldn't write for, and that still pisses me off. Let me look her up. Hold on.
Oh, I don't remember her name. Fuck.
Yeah, because she's like really big on like TikTok. Let me see, Hannah Hamilton.
And then like I don't know.
I know you're yelling at me, guys.
I don't know like about her like willingness to come back to like daytime, but what about Tika Sumter? Like she did the haves and the have-nots. Or is she? I don't know. She could be too primetime heavy right now. She does a lot of primetime stuff.
Lauren Lott, that's her name.
Lauren Lott. That's so easy
Lauren
to remember.
Lott, yep. And then it was like alliteration. But Tika, yeah, I was actually thinking Tika Sumter, Lamont Rucker, from who was on As the World Turns and is on Tyler Perry's stuff now.
I'm just imagining Tika and Michelle being rivals and like the whole like just the scenery being on fire because of them going at each other. Ooh, it's just so exciting. I kind of want it to be a half an hour because I feel like the pace could be faster if it's a half an hour.
Oh yeah, I mean, Bold and Beautiful's pacing sucks right now, and so I needed to show it how a half an hour soap could be done.
Right, and like we said, if it's done well and people love it, it might light a fire under the other shows' asses to change how they do things.
Though I have hope for General Hospital that's going to get better because there's some little nuggets with of Patrick Mulcahy and Elizabeth Corte coming out, even though Dan and Chris are still credited. Like we saw this. Did you see this week when or the scene this week that where Jagger basically cussed out Sonny?
No, I watched I'm behind this week. I only watched Mondays to see Steve Burton's return, which I thought was cool that they just jumped right into it. It wasn't just like the cliffhanger at the end. But yeah, I gotta catch up. He cursed them out basically. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say because there really hasn't there was just news that it's in development and everybody's spiraling and like
we were all crazy. I was like, okay, this is how I found out. Let's do a little how did you find out?
Oh yeah, so I found out because I had a text message from you, Lynn, Eric. I think I was at work and that's why I didn't like respond right away. And I looked and I'm like, my initial before I even opened it was like, who died? Because I'm like, now who? Because everybody's like sending me like the same article. And then I was like, oh my God. I was like so excited when I finally opened it. How did you find out?
So I was on Facebook. I was, got off of work, scrolled on Facebook, and I saw, I think it was from Casey posted, because we're friends on Facebook. And I was like, what? And then I ran to Twitter. And everybody was going to be talking because I was like, well, Facebook, I saw people were unfortunately on like a Daytime Confidential and Lockers posts. They were kind of laughing at the fact that there was an African American soap opera in development, which that's what also made me run to Twitter because I know they're more supportive of people of color. So
yeah.
Most of the times. So I was like, oh, I'm not doing this right. I'm not going to argue with white people right now. No offense, Tommy, but I'm not going to argue with white people right now. Let me go on Twitter and bask in this joy of news that there's another soap in development. So
going back to the writers, I wanted to cultivate like a new era of writing. Like, I know I'm thinking so far ahead, it's not even out yet, but when Michelle decides to finally step away and maybe retire, I want there to be other options. I don't want it to be a Josh Griffith because he's a man, because he's old. Like, these people are old. Like, I want new, fresh ideas, and I want that to be cultivated in the writer's room, and I'm sure it will be. I'm not like attacking them.
Yeah, because
they haven't even started yet.
Even like and people I guess accuse me of kissing their asses, but who cares? Forever and a Day. I think doesn't Aaron have a soap too?
Tomorrow's a New Day and Old
Tomorrow's a New Day. Yeah, I need to listen to that. Like people like that. Even Breeze Rue with her Town and Country tech soap, like blog soap that she has. Like find those people that are just like they're working their asses off with that. Heck, even like
just because they love it, not because they want money.
Because they love it. Because
I'm sure they would love to get paid for that, for their ideas, but they're doing it because they love soap opera.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like not the one, and then I think they should also start back up because
wasn't there like a soap writing like
yes, I was about to say that
thing that they used to, I don't know who used to have it or if they all used to have it.
All of them used to have it, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a PNG Productions. PNG should restart it. Or CBS, that's fine too. Even the NAACP should be like, we need to find young talent and then skip people who just left college or who maybe like my sister went to school for screenwriting and didn't make it. So I find people like that to kind of, and they may make it and want to work in like regular jobs and stuff like that. So
I mean, I know Jamie's back. Jamie Giddens is back at Days. I don't know how long, if he has a contract.
He's on Sisters too.
Yeah, he's on Sisters. Maybe he's allowed to do other projects. I'm sure he wouldn't be able to work on a competing soap, but
yeah,
I don't know. He knows Michelle. Like, I don't know. He might end up over there. You never know. It's just exciting, and it's going to be even more exciting once like more news breaks. Like every like breadcrumb we get, like from the casting to the production. I'm sure at some point spoilers. I don't really read spoilers because I like to just like immerse myself in the show. But every once in a while, I do read castings, which is kind of spoilery because then when you know somebody's leaving, you're like, oh, this is what they're setting up. But I don't know. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens. Like I said, it's always fun to get into a soap from the beginning and kind of just like I'm watching Bold from the beginning on YouTube, but it's not the same because people aren't talking about that regularly. To like be in the community as everybody's like experiencing it together. Wow, I can't say words to that.
Yeah, the only soap that's happened for me was Passions. Port Charles, I was there not at the beginning, but like kind of a little in the beginning. Until maybe 6 months in.
Yeah.
And then every other soap that premiered, I was either a baby or not born. So, so Passions was like the only soap opera that I saw from the jump, the first episode, and that's
because it started in July. We were in school, Like, even I was tuned in for that, and I was like, "What is this?" Because they did not promote it as a supernatural show. The way they promoted it, it looked very Sunset Beachy. Like, people were like on the beach, like shirtless. Like,
So
there was no sign of supernatural.
my local affiliate, NBC 10, they revealed that it was a supernatural soap. So that's like on their like little I guess package about the show.
Okay.
About the on the news, and that's when I first saw Tabitha, but I didn't see Timmy. So because I knew there was a witch, but I didn't know there was Timmy. And until I read like I think it was like Soap Opera Digest or Soap Opera Weekly, one of them that they did like a whole like, this is who plays who on Passions, and this is how they're related on Passions.
I never watched regularly, but like it would be on when I would come home from school because my grandmother would hate watch it because it came on when Another World used to come on. So she just like out of habit would watch it. She definitely watched more Passions than I did. She probably watched like anywhere from 3 to 5 years of it. Mm-hmm. she was just like I would come home and she'd just be shaking her head like what the fuck am I watching? But all right, well, I think that's all I have to say about the Gates. What about you?
Yeah, I'm all let's close the gates on the Gates for now. By the way, what do you think of the title? Especially I like it, yeah.
There was a show called The Gates on ABC. It was like a summer show. It was like vampires, I think, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. But that happens all the time. There's movies with the same title. That's fine.
It's like The City. Like there was the soap opera and the reality show on MTV.
All right.
Nobody remembers.
Both. Right. I've had that issue because when I try to find episodes of the soap opera The City on YouTube, the MTV The City comes up, and I'm like, no, that's not what I want.
It's like The City soap opera.
I have to be more specific. I'm like 1995.
Yes, gotta put all these keywords in there. Oh wait, Loving / The City. There we go.
Right. But all right, well, thank you for joining us for our little speculation about the new soap opera, The Gates, that should be coming soon, 2024, 2025, TBD. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.